Hi guys, in this video we'll learn how to implement type ahead search in React. So type ahead search is something like you type something, you are trying to search something. Suppose you're trying to search my name Amochinde. So when you try to put AM, it should give you suggestions as a drop down. So let's try to implement it in React. I have already created a create React app, and it's named as just a minute. Okay, it's named as search. Okay, it's named as search, and let's start. I need to, I think, open it. Okay, so we have this repository open. Let's try to think how it will be. Okay, first let's try to decide how it should look like. So first and foremost we'll be having, I'm sorry, first and foremost we'll be having let me write some comment here. Okay, so first and foremost we'll be having a search area, okay, the input section, and you will be typing over here whatever you want to search. We don't need search button because we need auto search. Okay, we will also when we type it right, we need a list to be populated down like this, the search list. Yeah, I think, and also I have found one API for us which will help us in searching, giving the data. So this is my plan. Let's get to it. Let's do npm start. Okay, meanwhile it starts, localhost 3000. Okay, it will start. Let me create components folder. Okay, so we need a search component, search input.js. okay, and const search input. It's a functional component. I return an input box. Okay, let's put some class name to it. Let's say input search, and it can be a self-closing component. I don't need to put this. Okay, and I do export default search input. Okay, okay, for now I think this is good. I need search component, search container say .js, and let's call it const search container equals again a functional component. I return, for now let's just return a div that says search container. Okay, export default search container. So I created two containers. One is search input and search container. I'll try to, let's see whether this has loaded. Yeah, the template has been loaded. Let's remove this junk and let's put search container here. Okay, yeah, we can see the search container. The search container will have my search input and will have my list. Okay, so let's say I have search input. Okay, great. Let's put some CSS to it. Say font size 50px. Let me try it and check. Yeah, it looks good. Let's say not 50, let's say 40px, padding 10px, border radius say 2px, 5px. looks standard. This looks good. Okay, let's just copy this and we'll add it to the CSS. Let's name the CSS is input search. CSS class name is input search, I believe. Search input search. Okay, we'll have to import this CSS file. Let's import that. Import app.css. Okay, does this work now? Let me check. Let's refresh this. Fantastic, it works. So in input, right, I need to do on change, because I'll be typing something, and on change there will be something that will be triggered. That's on change. Okay, on change handler. Okay, this is the on change handler, and let me put it in on change. Okay, now this is the input on change handler. We'll need to put some function over here. Okay, let's put some function search input handler. So this is a function which will be triggered when you type in something. Let's not keep this as capital. So I've created a function. Which will update when on change handler, like on change will occur on the search input. And let's just, one more thing we forgot, that we need to send the value to. So if I do e, and what I can do is e.target.value. So whenever on change occurs, what I'm capturing an event, okay, and I'm sending event.target.value. So basically a value of whatever I'm typing in. So this value I will be getting over here, value. Okay, so this will be search value. What I can do is I can set a state. Okay, what I can call is as search value, and set search value, and use state, and initially let's keep it as empty. And what I'll be doing is on search input handler, I'll be doing set search value equals value. Okay, so what will happen is we'll type something, and our search input handler will be called, and it will set the search value to the value you have typed. Okay, now what I have to do is, now I have to call an API to create a side effect. We need to use a use effect hook. Okay, so I have a use effect hook, and this hook is basically will be called on change of search value. Okay, so what we can do is, in use effect I can call an API, okay, which I'm intending to call, like the one which I have kept, which I showed you earlier, and I'm sending the value to be searched. It will return me the data, and the data will have the data to use. The problem with this approach is that I'll be using search value, and I'll be searching, and I'll be writing it way too fast. And every time I write something, like it's just a millisecond difference, right? And there will be continuous APIs that will be called. I write something, I delete something. Suppose I'm searching for, say, chocolates. I am searching for chocolates on Amazon. So I write chocolate, and by mistake I write like I search chocolate, and then I say like, okay, I don't want chocolate, maybe I want toffees, and I delete it. And deleting, I start writing toffees. So for each character you type, right, there will be an API that will be called, and that will create overhead, and also unnecessary API calls is bad. So for that, what we'll do is we'll use something called debounce. So what debounce is when you type something, when user input gives some input, what we can do is we can have certain delay. You can specify a delay, say 300 milliseconds, 400 milliseconds, and only after user stops like a user types something, he stops for 400 milliseconds. Only after that a search like a API call is made. That is a debounce. So let's implement that, and for that let's create a custom hook. Okay, let's create hooks folder, and it's called, what should we call that? Use fetch API, use fetch not just. So custom hook should always have use as a prefix. So let's say const use fetch equals this, and I need to do export default use fetch. Okay, and in use fetch I'll be taking in two things. One, the debounce time, okay, and the search value. Okay, I need to return something. Let's just return empty array for now. Okay, I will have some data that will be coming in. Let's say const data set data. Okay, and use state, it is empty data, an empty array. Let's call the fetch function const fetch data. Okay, the fetch data will take in the value which we will be typing. Okay, and what it will do is it will call a fetch function, await fetch. Oh sorry, typos. Okay, and I need to make this async. Okay, await fetch. I need to put in API over here. So let's get our API. This is Swappy API. Okay, I'll give the link for that API in the description. So let's put the API. Let's use backticks. Okay, search, and I'll be searching for the value. Okay, I'll be searching for the value, and that's my fetch. Let's say const response. Okay, and let's just console log the response first and see what we get, and then we'll correct it out. I'll also put this in a try catch block. Okay, so that we can handle errors, and console.log error if we won't have some errors. Okay, and I need to call this API, and that will be called on use effect hook. So when you in use effect, when search value is updated, okay, use effect will be called. So in that I need to define a timer, let timer. Okay, and then let timer equals, okay, let's say const timer, it won't change. Set timeout. Okay, set timeout. It will say we'll have debounce time. Okay, so the delay that we want. On this delay we'll be calling the fetch data. Okay, and fetch data will have this search value. Okay, and I need to return and clear this timer, clear interval, clear timeout timer. So this is what I have done. Let's see how it works. We need to use this use fetch in our component in our search container. Okay, const data. I think it's a planet data API. So let's do it. Planet data equals use fetch, and I need to send search value, that is search value, comma, let's skip debounce of 300 milliseconds. Okay, that's some issue. Okay, use fetch is not defined. We need to import use fetch. Okay, seems good. Let's reload this console, and as I type hi, oh, we get the response. That's good. And we need to do is dot okay. Okay, it has dot okay. Let's improve this. If response dot okay, okay, if not of response dot okay, we throw an error. Let's handle it in a better way. Throw new error, and it is error fetching data from APIs. I think this is good. Then what we need to do is const response data equals JSON. We need to convert this into JSON. Response dot JSON. I guess this works. Let me check. Oh, it is await. Oh yeah. Oh no, let's say planet. There are many planets. It's Tatooine. Oh yeah, it comes. We have some. Oh, Tatooine. Great. It actually calls something after the debounce. We'll set the default debounce as 300 here, and let's just try with higher debounce time and see whether it really works. Network tab, close this. Oh yeah, it actually calls after 1 second. So our debounce is working. So as you can see, if you haven't figured it out yet, so I'm writing something, right? After 1 second, the API call is made. So there is a wait time. Okay, 1 second or whatever time you specify. So if I do tattoo, after 1 second it's fetched. So our API calls are reduced. So our debounce is working. That's a good sign. So now what I need to do is converted it to JSON. I need to do set data. How it looks like JSON dot results. Set data rest data dot results. Okay. That's my data. Great. So we have a data, and also we have an error, right? So let's just return error 2 in case we need to use it sometime. Set error. So this is my custom hook, by the way. Error is null initially. What I can do is set error and error. Okay, I don't need this. And when I return, let's just return an object where I send error comma data. Great. This works. So let's go to our main container file. Okay, so here I'll be getting the error comma planet data. I think it's data. Let's just do it as data. Okay, and great. So this works. I don't need use effect over here, and all that I need is a list. So let's just create this. Let's just add a list. We'll call it as results. Okay, and we'll have to create another component for that, results.js. Create const results, another functional component, and we return div. Okay, and we'll be getting results, and let's use map function, results.map. Okay, and a result. Okay, singular, and div will figure out what we need to show it over here. Let's just put an item for now, one item, and now export default results. This looks good. Let's just get results over here, results. Oh, so here we'll make it default as an empty array. This looks good. We need to send the data here, right? Results equals to data, and if we check here, right, let's just console log data over here, log results. These are results. 2. Oh, in results, what do we get is this dot name. I think we should just put the name, right? Okay, this looks good. Result dot name. This will look good. Okay, yes, this is amazing. Yeah, it works. So let's just make it look good. Text align left, and padding is maybe 5px, 0px, and margin is say 5px, again 0px, not 5. Let's just make it 15 to look good, and this 15. Yes, no, not this. Let it be 5. This looks good, and I need to put it as a search list. Let me call it as dot search list, and search container, I need to put it as results. Okay, oh, it's named as results. Let's just name it as results, better. Let's just reload and check. Oh, looks good. Does this have an impact? Yes. Now for individual result, let's just say padding 5px, 0, and let's say 15. No, 10 looks good. 5 looks good, I guess. Result, and let's just add that result in the result class name result. Okay, this looks good. Now we have, I think, search. Let's just search for, say, go. Yeah, fantastic. As you can see, as I type, this is 1000 milliseconds, so it's not a really good experience. Let's just do it 400 milliseconds. You'll see it's much better. See, as I type, if I'm continuously typing, it doesn't call an API. As soon as I stop it, then it calls an API. And if I search for core, see, it works. So yeah, this is a Typeahead search, and I'll put the link for that in the description for the API, and this is how it's implemented. I hope you learned something from this. If you have any doubts for regarding this or any suggestion regarding this, please let me know in the comment section below. And if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.